Pretty much with my mindset, just growing up, I always figured I was top 3.
The experiment has been a huge success. For LaMelo, his family, the dreams happened.
This is now LaMelo Ball's team, the Charlotte Hornets.
The owner of the Charlotte Hornets happens to be the greatest player that's ever played the game, Michael Jordan.
That is the guy you would want to learn everything from. The greatest basketball player of all time.
To go play for him and for his team, I would have thought is every kid's dream.
All right, I want to get right to it. You came on here because you said you had an announcement to make about where you want to play next year. What are you doing?
Next year, take my talents to the NBL and play for the Illawarra Hawks.
Excellent, over in Australia.
Yep.
Absolutely. Why did you decide this is the way to go for you?
You know, I just think it's the best route for me. I'm trying to be the #1 pick.
Go ahead, RJ. What have you decided you're going to do?
Next year, I will be going overseas to play in the Australian Basketball League.
No means am I really turning it down as far as how physical and competitive the league is.
That is sensational! Oh my goodness!
Pretty much grown man and stuff, you know, it's going to be aggressive.
And he goes back!
Professional basketball, I expected for it to be physical.
This ain't no cupcake league, man!
The NBL has become even more of a professional league than ever. A league that is beginning to become on a par with many of the great leagues in Europe.
Brings the house down. Wow, it's party time in the tropics.
The league's commissioner, Jeremy Lowliger, has led an aggressive recruitment campaign of the best young basketball talent on the planet through the Next Stars program.
A bit of an update on where the Next Stars program is at.
We're really excited about attracting these younger high school players to come and play in the NBL instead of going to college in the US.
Australia has a fantastic development system. If I were advising someone and said, where are you going to go to develop? Australia is one of the best places to do that. I am a little jealous.
A teenage star gets a chance to try his talent out against professional players, many of them who've already been in the NBA. They make hundreds of thousands of dollars. If everything goes well, the thousands of dollars they're making in that year in Australia can turn into tens of millions in the NBA draft. There's a lot of money at stake.
So our selection program for the Next Stars is really all about trying to attract the best in the world.
Our 4 Next Stars for the 2019-20 season: RJ Hampton at the New Zealand Breakers, Terry Armstrong at the South East Melbourne Phoenix, Didi Louzada at the Sydney Kings, and LaMelo Ball at the Illawarra Hawks.
Launching the Next Stars with LaMelo Ball and RJ Hampton, big risk. We don't know what we're going to get from them. I think they're in for a bit of a shock, playing against men who are playing for their livelihood, and some of them have played in the NBA, and they will certainly not enjoy being shown up by young upstarts coming out of high school. When you're told how much you're going to play, when you're going to be played, when you're not an automatic starter, and sometimes you're going to be physically hurt just in training because it's hard. Being a professional is hard.
Well, first thing, I thought it was kangaroos when I heard of Australia. And then I thought of some players like Patty Mills, Ben Simmons and stuff.
As soon as he landed, you just saw streams of people running, trying to chase him down just for a photo. You see that with the Beatles back in the old days. That was the first sort of time that I'd seen and understood the presence that he has.
A reality TV star with 5 million Instagram followers. Australian sport has never seen nothing like this.
The perception is they're the Kardashians of basketball. The father put these kids on a stage at an early age, kind of like a traveling circus.
Everywhere we went, we were well known, like, around there, you know? Like, when we grew up playing, like, the stands still used to be packed out. But even when we was little like that, people was asking for pictures and autographs and stuff.
You know, we had to lock our facilities for fans lining up to try and get a glimpse of seeing him when he first arrived. And are we ready for this kind of circus?
If they want to be the Kardashians of basketball, that's up to them. Our focus is very, very clear. This has to be about the basketball and a bit of show rather than the other way around. I think everyone knows he's talented, but is he coachable? Is he manageable? Is he someone that you can trust and rely on?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear LaMelo. Happy birthday to you.
LaMelo, what have you learned about, your teammates and this kind of style of basketball that you're going to be playing in?
The team want to play fast, so pretty much that's just it, playing fast.
You've been told about, your role in the team, how much you're going to have the ball in your hands, things like that?
No, we really ain't talked about that yet, just getting up and down in practice.
I think there's a lot of question marks that need to be answered. Is he serious about the game? Is he into social media first and basketball second? Time will tell.
LaMelo's team, the Illawarra Hawks, are perennial underdogs. So the local fans, we're looking for big things from this kid.
He has a chance to prove that he can be a good NBA player by how he handles himself at practice.
As a coaching group and as an organisation, we saw a basketball player that had a unique talent.
We're going to build trust. It's difficult when he can't hear.
The stardom that he's used to, people bowing to him. Australian culture's a little bit different than that.
The idea of this is once the stud gets it, gives it up,
Try and get LaMelo and the team to gel and come together was a challenge.
I was always just straight basketball, NBA for me. One little time, I think I was like 7th grade, I thought about football, but nah. My dad was like, if you're gonna play football, nah, let me get all your basketball shoes and just wear cleats to school then. I'm like, nah, I'm good off the football. So then he just stick with basketball.
LaMelo has a sense of the game that is, it's savant-like. It's like the great musicians, the great artists. He can pass the ball as well as any young player you will ever see. Let's see the gifts on the court, and let's see whether he can live up to what the hype has been.
And what number do you want to go in the draft?
Number 1.
And how badly do you want it?
I won't lie, I'm a little bit nervous, and I normally don't get nervous.
Tonight, the basketball universe is watching.
A lot of pressure on this young man. It comes with a posse behind him, with a dad that's not backwards in coming forward.
LaVar is a bigger-than-life personality. He's very well known in the United States.
That's been one of the big question marks, is how intrusive, in particular, is Dad going to be, and whether that's going to be a distraction.
Yeah, I pretty much just remember the music and my mama and stuff saying hi to me before the game. So, yeah, I was good.
There's a different level of hype at the Wynn Entertainment Centre today. Eyes watching from all over the world.
There's no such thing as a player who pulls on this jersey and is intimidated by their opponent. It just doesn't fucking exist. What exists is an unwavering belief in the people that we've got in this room. This place is a special place to play because no one expects us to do any good. It's always, oh, fuck the horses, okay? Not this year. This year there is an unwavering belief that we'll fucking get this shit done. And we have the talent in this room to get it done.
At the sandpit. A massive start to NBL 20. Hawks fans on their feet. And LaMelo with the early rebound.
Pretty much just go with the flow of the game, however I'm feeling. Can't really explain that, so yeah.
LaMelo with the crossover, ran out of room, wanted the foul.
I mean, basketball, you know, pretty much grown man and stuff, you know it's gonna be aggressive.
They have got answers everywhere at the moment, the Brisbane Bullets. Taylor Braun, the feed to Matt Hodgson.
Nervous start was seen by the Illawarra Hawks, really tentative.
LaMelo, you're here. If they come and double, we're attacking the elbow, we're going. It'll be real aggressive crack, we're into it. We're just fucking at it.
There's a turnover. Ball in the right place, puts it on the floor. Has Blanchfield cutting baseline.
Zora there, the vision. He's going to find you.
He's not getting on the scoreboard, but he's making it happen for his teammates. Another impressive pass from LaMelo Ball.
I always had it when I was a kid. Just always flashy passes that's accurate and stuff like that. Always when I was a kid.
Reading where his teammates are going to be, there's a great vision.
LaMelo has a Magic Johnson-like gift for passing the ball. With that kind of incredible creativity, that's when the buzz starts among NBA scouts.
Ball with the steal and the jam!
He looks so composed for a guy who's only 18 years of age.
Illawarra scoring the last 8 points of the period, and they trail by 1. The star attraction. He's been involved everywhere. Scoreboard, rebounding, assists, and a couple of steals as well. And Illawarra lead for the first time in the match. And he wants it himself. Blows past Tarangi, drives. An instant fan favourite at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. LaMelo Ball.
It's a beautiful sight, you know. Fans, just everything that comes with it. Just everything.
Well, the Hawks lost, but LaMelo's debut, pretty good, a double-double. He had some brilliant moments, but this is the beginning of the journey, and it's not going to be all smooth sailing. And he may be happy with the double-double, but it's a long year, and he has a lot to prove to the NBA scouts watching from afar.
My dad, he said I was going with the New Zealand Breakers. I guess I'm going with the New Zealand Breakers.
Moving with him was never an afterthought. We were going to go with him wherever he went, whether it was college or professional. Every parent sacrificed in some shape, form, or fashion for his kids. It's my job to teach him and to see him mature. Knowing what he wants. He wants to be a professional NBA basketball player.
When R.J. Hampton arrives in New Zealand, he was one of the top 10 high school players in the United States. You're going to have to grow up eventually. If you want to be an NBA player, the sooner you start that process, sometimes the better.
So these are my leaning shoes. And my dream's always been to be a professional basketball player. And, you know, I think you only get this chance once, so you gotta maximize the opportunity that you have.
We met with Nike, we met with Adidas, we met with Under Armour, we met with Puma, and just for his brand and who he is and what he wanted to portray, Lee Ning was the best. He wants to be his own boss. But they did their homework. They checked on who he was as a person. They checked on how his character was, and they checked on his social media presence. And, you know, because, you know, at the end of the day, they want to sell shoes.
His father is certainly responsible for the development of RJ's game. So with that comes a lot of pressure on RJ to be the player that the whole family wants him to be. You got to play well, son, because you could be a first-round pick.
After getting comfortable in New Zealand, RJ's traveling back to the other side of the world.
Well, one of the great opportunities about playing for the Breakers is that he's going to get a chance to play a couple of NBA games right off the bat.
Did you hear what he said? Listen to what this is.
He's going to get tested and find out quickly what he has to work on.
Well, there was like 80 to 90 NBA scouts. Never had that many scouts in one setting.
That's what you live and pray for. You know, people want to see your talent. So they're coming here to evaluate him, and hopefully, you know, in June, they'll pick him.
Yo, I made a fort out of a couch, down in the basement, under the house.
You know, you have it in the back of your mind. You just got to be more focused.
Got me a car, got me a whip, get me from A to a Z in a zip.
It doesn't matter how many NBA scouts are at the practices. You have to become impervious to pressure. You can't be an NBA player if you're uncomfortable playing in front of people watching you. RJ has gifted athleticism, and with his physical ability and his skills, he's going to get to the basket. But I think he's going to have to work hard on the defensive end because he's going to be guarding professional players.
I think my basketball strengths are really just kind of like, I would think like my speed, my awareness, my instincts on the court.
And NBA scouts, NBA GMs, they see that.
I feel like on top of the world.
Hello?
Yeah, who's there?
How you gonna call me and then ask who it is, Papa?
You say, yeah, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Okay, I'm glad you called. All you gotta do is have fun, that's all you gotta do. Have fun.
Have fun?
Just like you've been doing, nothing different.
I got you.
Take that baby to the right, knock it, cross over quick, shoot that tree. And if you mess up, you gonna mess up. Everybody mess up. Don't worry about that. Come back and do the same thing again.
I got you.
Don't worry about making no mistakes. That's part of the game. If you don't make no mistakes, I don't want you on my team.
I got you.
Okay, boy, I'm so glad you know him because you know Papa know what he's talking about. You know that.
Yeah, you do.
That's all you gotta do. Keep loving the game. It's gonna be all right.
I got you, Papa.
Okay, then.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is NBA game, man. That's what we've been praying for. That's what we've been working for all our lives. I'm kind of jittery, kind of nervous for him.
It's kind of different going from playing in a high school game and then playing against an NBA team. I've always dreamed of playing in the NBA, playing against the NBA team. And my parents are gonna be courtside and my little brother, so I mean playing for them.
And he's been doing this his whole life, and he's worked for it, he's ready for it. Just compete. I'm not out there playing for him, but if he competes and plays hard, it'll be a good game.
In October last year, I hadn't even started my junior year of high school.
Here's Paul, blows right past R.J. Hampton to score.
So just being on a court with Chris Paul and Steven Adams and different guys like that, it was crazy to me.
Oh, there's a nice burst of speed. How about the finish with the left hand by R.J. Hampton?
He showed flashes of what he could be like someday in the NBA. He could be a pretty good player.
Dan's coaching style, he's a very straightforward coach. He knows what he wants. He wants it done that way. So, we just try to go out there every night and execute what he wants.
RJ has always been a scoring guard. On the team, he was bringing the ball down to pass it because plays were ran for other players. He wasn't used to that.
I would say in 90% of his basketball experiences, he was the best player on the court and the high scorer.
You have scouts coming to watch you play. If he's so restricted, his hands are so tied, are they really able to see what he can do?
It's gonna be okay, man.
Yeah, I'm good.
Instead,
I'm
everyone
good.
knows it. It's all gonna be all right.
I got you.
Right?
I got you.
We're gonna do it together.
No, I got you.
I'm gonna help you.
I got you.
I'm
I got
proud
you.
of you, man.
Appreciate
I
it.
can't imagine you going through what you did the last 72 hours.
That's good.
All right?
Yeah.
RJ really questioned his decision on whether or not he made the right choice. And I won't say so much the right choice for going to the NBL, but what I will say is the right team and whether or not moving forward, it was going to really be a good fit for him.
Terry Armstrong is not well known in the United States when he comes out of high school. And I think when he chose to go into the Next Stars program, he was much more nondescript than R.J. Hampton and LaMelo Ball.
I grew up playing football, and I liked football more than basketball. I grew up in Flint, Michigan. Growing up, it was very hard. Crime and violence in Flint, Michigan is just all over. Every day, you can hear gunshots. Being kids who wanted to go outside, really couldn't because bullets don't have eyes, so it was tough. Mom and Dad they worked, so we were okay. Dad was a mechanic, so we'll see him every day outside, looking out the window, he's working on a car. Even if it's snowing, it could be cold, and he's outside just working on someone's car. I think I started getting college recruits for basketball in 9th grade. So it's okay, I can really do something with basketball. So probably dreamed of playing in the NBA every time I played. I was actually away and my dad called me before practice and I didn't answer because we had to get on the floor. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna call my dad back after I finish this game. And in the middle of the game, got a call, said that my dad actually killed himself. So yeah, that was very hard. I definitely feel the responsibility to look after the family. If I make it, I definitely will move my mom to a good place move my brothers and sisters right with her. My agent reached out to teams, so he talked to Southeast.
Hey Terry, how are you, man? Tommy, nice to meet you, man. How you doing? You excited?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're excited.
I think me coming to Australia was going to prepare me for the NBA.
What we've got with Terry is someone who can learn, someone who will contribute. The expectation on him isn't to be a top 5 draft pick. His is to get drafted.
They told me it was very physical. And when I got here, they had weight training that day. I was watching training and I just seen these guys like just going hard. I was like, oh, shit. I better get ready.
You gotta keep going.
Monday comes. It's my time to get on a court. We had to like run plays and stuff. Most guys pick it up on the fly because they've been professional. Me just coming from high school, like it's things that I didn't know.
Terry, we got basketball right here.
At first, it was very hard and physical. Like I don't think I made a shot at the beginning.
Get rolling, Terry. Come on, let's go.
Right now, he doesn't know how to be professional. You know, this is why he's here, is to come here and learn how to be a pro.
Come on, I want to hear you. This is our NBL Blitz dunk competition. Are you ready? Our first dunker, Terry Armstrong from Phoenix.
He's definitely an NBA athlete. Look, I think he's going to be a magnificent player. He's going to be phenomenal.
I don't think we've seen in the NBL a better raw athlete at his age than Terry Armstrong.
Give it up for Terry Armstrong.
I could have been a freshman in college, but coming over here, playing against pros every day in practice, it's gonna help me a lot of where I'm trying to go. Walking across the stage, putting on a hat, and my name being called for the draft.
We feel like he's really close, and then hopefully we can unleash him on the league.
So go to training, and I'm doing sprints on the side. I injured my foot. It was very frustrating. It's kind of hard. Like I've never been injured to where I had to sit out games, and I just want to be out there.
He's a young guy, he's in another side of the world. He's come here to play basketball and that's been taken from him. We've got this kid who's uber talented that we can't get on the floor.
I don't know if I can do this. Like, I've never been in a position where I was not playing. So it's like, I want to go back home.
One more line right here, behind him, and then come on.
One line right here.
I just think just being myself and just going on with the days, because as more people see, then they finally just get to see who you are. Instead of like the picture that people painted, you know? Just people seeing me be myself.
Okay, we need this. We need this. We need this.
That circus back in the United States is not apparent.
Y'all love basketball? She likes basketball.
What's apparent is LaMelo is serious about his game, that he wants to be a good teammate. There's some really positive vibes coming out of Illawarra.
High five, Gus.
Hey! The excitement around having such a up-and-coming star, it was really quite interesting to be a part of and exciting from our point of view.
You want her to be on your team? You can switch if you want.
One of our preseason games, he sat on the floor, single-lined. He was the only person at the table, and the line went up a court and back, and he sat there and signed every autograph for kids and just showcased what kind of person he was.
You have fun? Yeah. That's all that matters.
I think my game's just pretty much growing as I'm growing. That's pretty much how I see that.
This is where his development has to show. Don't ask for Brooks to get there. I need him to step up.
Well, Aaron Brooks is a professional. You know, Aaron has played in the NBA with the Houston Rockets, 10-year NBA veteran, who, by the way, has played in NBA playoff games. I mean, this guy has been there and done that.
Brooks is their leading scorer this year.
Aaron Brooks doing everything right now for the Illawarra Hawks.
Aaron Brooks can run a team and he can score points.
Back to Aaron Brooks. He's been the man for the night. And he's the man for the moment.
There's nobody on the court that can guard that man.
And having Aaron in the backcourt with you, LaMelo doesn't have to do it all himself. It's almost like having your big brother with you.
Randall's pass intercepted. Brooks doing it at both ends. Here's LaMelo.
Good pass.
This is real easy with him out there. You know, he can score the ball real well. So he's pretty much just looking out for me.
Is with Illawarra.
Oh, wow.
Well, look at that for ball control, everyone. Oh, spectacular for ball.
As good as LaMelo has started to play, I think you still have to concern yourself with his outside shooting because it's a big part of the NBA right now.
Still can't quite get the range. LaMelo. Oh, speaking of outside.
That's an area of concern. He's going to have to show he can knock that three ball down consistently.
Staring down a 1-4 start to the season, Illawarra. Ball!
There's a lot of talk about your three this year. Is that something you buy into?
Nah, I don't really look into stuff like that.
The game ends and the Adelaide 36ers make it 2 wins in a row. Champs have come to town, the Perth Wildcats. Illawarra Hawks on the ropes. Can they fire up? We're going to see his class, Aaron Brooks, in this one.
In terms of having a role model, Aaron Brooks is ideal.
Ball! This time, Aaron Brooks lets everybody know how deep his bag of tricks is. From way outside.
And Aaron Brooks is hopping straight off the court.
He like kept jumping all the way off the court, so I'm like, dang, like that gotta be like an injury, you know. Well, I knew it was bad the way you saw how he was. Yeah, it was real sad when he got hurt. Yeah, I felt bad.
This is tragic for the Hawks. If this is an Achilles, this could be career-ending for Aaron Brooks. And now, a teenager is left to run this team. Sydney is Australia's biggest city. And its basketball team, the Sydney Kings, they are the glamour team. The Kings, they bring a lot of glitz, but they are serious contenders, attracting the biggest names.
Bogut on the end of a Jerome Randall assist. Bogut
there's no bigger name in Australian basketball than Andrew Bogut.
Look at a man who spent 13 decorated seasons, 752 games in the best league in the world.
The former #1 pick overcame horrific injuries to become an NBA champion.
Andrew Bogut came crashing down.
And has now returned home to the NBL.
In no means am I really turning it down as far as how physical and competitive the league is. It's not like this is a walk in the park. It has been very physically demanding and very competitive.
Andrew Bogut showing it all.
Although Melbourne-born, the Kings were able to orchestrate the biggest signing in Australian basketball history.
I was in deep discussions with Melbourne, and I'd like to think, when you agree to something face-to-face, it reflects that in writing once you get the contract, and, to put it bluntly, it didn't. I basically negotiated what I wanted with Sydney, and we put together a deal, and it got done.
Here's a muck by Bogues that saves our ass. Bogues is protecting, that's a big part of why we do that.
Yeah, Bogut's the undisputed franchise player for the Kings, but part of his job is to help develop and nurture the young talent on this team, including Brazilian next star, Didi Louzada.
Didi, you and Waxy. Come on, Wax your ball, Wax.
We got Didi because we had the potential to help him develop. That's what it's about. That guy wants to play in the NBA. And our job is to make that happen.
Didi, you got DT. Didi on offense.
Bom, sabia nada da Austrália.
I actually didn't know nothing about Australia before coming here, but I actually watched a movie that impacted a lot my view of Australia, and it was Finding Nemo.
Eu já tinha visto a Opera House.
It actually was the first time that I saw the Opera House and everything, so that was the picture that I have. The place where I grew up is actually quite dangerous. The crime rate is quite high as well, and so I lost a lot of friends for the crime world and actually drugs as well. But I never got corrupted just because of I knew where I was going. I fell in love with basketball because of my brother. When I was 13 years old, he took me to my first training session. And after that, we both gave up our indoor soccer career and fell in love with basketball.
Well, that's because of your brother?
Yes, because of my brother.
Actually, something happened when we were kids. Yeah, my brother actually had an accident. He lost all the movements of his body. And when that happened, I had promised him that I would achieve our dream. He's an idiot. I'm just working.
Didi Louzada was drafted in 2019 and sent to the New Orleans Pelicans with a draft day trade. Not quite ready for the NBA, the Pelicans needed somewhere for Didi to develop his game.
I think he looks at me as a guy that's probably done what he's trying to get to and playing in the NBA for a long time, and he's getting better. And I think it's, he's in another country, but he's also in another country without knowing the language.
I'll tell you on full authority that Didi Louzada or Gigi Louzada understands a lot more English than he lets on. You talk about, hey Gigi, you want to do the press conference? No chance. No need for an interpreter there. I'll tell you right now, he gets that bit. 1, 2,
3. I have a lot of things that I want to prove about my game. My game needs to be more aggressive. So these are the things that I'm working on it. I want to find myself as a constant player, good every time.
I'm tired. Me too. Peguei, mãe. Esteja pronto antes da...
Family for me is my mom, who I'm really close with. Is exceptional. She is really important for my career and for who I am.
7.
I'm very proud of who he is, not just for being an amazing athlete and a player, but mostly for being the human being that he is, humble, kind. I'm actually good.
What a night. Two of the hottest young players on the planet. They're going head-to-head, making their NBL debut.
He's out here to develop. The fans are absolutely going to love this kid.
Didi, he's team first. He's one of these guys who's going to do whatever it takes to win a basketball game. He just wants to win.
Didi Louzada is the X factor for this team. The Kings will win this championship, and he's going to play a huge part in it.
Casper and Didi screen for each other, slip back to get it in. We're going to end up with the ball in Didi's hands.
The US team sensation, RJ Hampton, he is a dynamite player. Tonight he goes up against Casper Ware, and Casper is arguably the best point guard in the league.
I think RJ would be a little bit disappointed with how those NBA games went. So now is the chance to put them behind him and start the NBL season with a bang and show everyone what he can do.
What a test it's going to be for this 18-year-old superstar.
Before the Sydney game, it was our first game, I really just kind of wanted to show that I kind of belonged. But more importantly, I just wanted to get the win because we want to be on that 1-0 winning streak. I expected for it to be physical. I expected for it to be high-paced, professional basketball game, and that's what I came here for. So if you don't back down, go at them just as hard as they're going at you.
Hampton takes it himself off the glass, outstanding from the 18-year-old.
And that is just a great move against one of the best defensive point guards in Casper Ware.
R.J. Hampton again. Couple of dance steps on Ware. Takes him under the bucket. Goes back at it, and if you don't mind, how good does R.J. Hampton look early? From way outside. R.J. Hampton, this kid's got to be kidding.
This kid is looking really impressive in this first half.
Louzada trying to weave his way through them.
I was really anxious for that game, like for everything that meant to me. You gotta be intense.
Didi Louzada takes it down the floor all the way. Didn't quite get it to drop though. Louzada, what about that move? He couldn't finish it. Louzada from outside.
He's been able to get to the cup a number of times and miss a couple that you would expect him just to be able to make 9 out of 10 times. He's 2 from 11 from the field. You can tell he's just a little bit nervous first game.
The shooting piece, the consistency with which he chooses the shots to take, his decision-making, those things will take more time.
RJ's taking on Casper Ware on the defensive end. The teenager is going to have his work cut out, stopping a league MVP.
Ware takes it inside, found a gap where there wasn't one, and we'll go to the line for the extra.
In anything, like if you have a younger person coming in, you want to see if they're actually ready for this. I mean, I take pride in defense. I try to play defense as hard as I can.
Casper turns, shoots, drops it. It's a one-point game, and at halftime, a new coach, Dan Shamir, has had a tough night at the office so far.
I told RJ in day one, I'm going to coach you like I coach any other guy. Let you know when you do things wrong. Bench you when you need to be on the bench. Coach like I coach everybody.
Webster from outside. That looked nasty from the time it left his fingertips.
Shamir, as a coach, he beats by his own drum. He's gonna do what he wants to do. He's gonna coach how he wants to coach. And that's just who he is, you know. Would I like him to do some things different? I would, but I'm not the coach.
Andrew Bogut again to set it up. Takes one low, tough hooks, huge transition, and the Sydney Kings still the momentum back. Biggest margin of the game still as it stands right now, 7 points.
R.J. Hampton came out of the game, and then really he became the invisible man. I was surprised that he came out.
R.J. Hampton back on, the 18-year-old after arrest. He's had a good long sit down, takes some time with it, just pulls up for the two. No. Sydney Kings crowd at Kudos Bank Arena. What's the last shot? Rejected by Brad Newley. Sydney Kings have been able to make it 3 from 3.
A lot of players want to play more. My job is to decide if I keep you in the game or I put you on the bench.
You got into it earlier, 2 steals, a block, hit a 3, had a couple layups, right?
Yep, that was it. That was my night.
So you played 21 minutes?
I'd rather not start, though. I'd rather not start the game. Like, it just looks stupid if I start and then I don't play. Like,
no, you started and you played most of the first half.
Don't the coach start the players he think are the best?
I know at times he's been frustrated, not getting the minutes or making a mistake and getting taken out right away, which I wish would not happen.
The first thing you said was, "I'll fucking fix it." If that's going to be the case today, then fucking fix it now.
I'll talk to Shamir though. Like, if he played 14 minutes in the first half and played well, why would he not play more in the second half?
I haven't rewatched the game. I can't give you an answer.
You watched the game. You were sitting under the basket. Why? You tell me the answer. 3 minutes in the third quarter. Why? You don't know what I said to him before you came up here.
Why did he get upset?
Who got
did
upset?
Get upset?
Because I basically said, if you don't fix it, I'm taking RJ out of here. And don't give me your bullshit.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
Try and do it with your heels, not your toes. That's it. Don't jerk it, pull it. Don't let those knees come together, Terry. Keep it out, keep it out.
I'm not really flexible right now. Probably need to work on my strength now. That's why I have a couple injuries, I think.
You're not in that much pain, are you, or you're in a lot of pain? No. Come on, you're getting tired now, get in there. Keep going.
I think that plays a big part of me playing basketball.
There you go.
I love basketball. It's what I want to do. So anything that's going to help me get to where I want to go, I'll do it.
Terry's close, really close. He's been dealt a really rough hand since he got here, but he's showed a little bit of resilience to still be where he's at.
I was down for a bit, and it showed me that you just got to keep going.
It's going to be difficult for him to break in. It has to be. There's guys who are in the role that he would foresee for himself who are playing well right now. But the thing is for him, whilst being a great teammate to everybody as well, is to come in and kick everyone's butt at practice and make it impossible for me not to give him those minutes. And that's his job.
Second half underway, Southeast Melbourne 42, Melbourne United 55. Long, delightful. There is Terry Armstrong, part of the NBL Next Stars program. 19-year-old from Flint, Michigan, had a foot injury. He won the NBL preseason slam dunk contest, so you can expect some big things from him during this season.
Yeah, it felt good. You know, the fans have been on me, like, why are you not playing? Can't wait to see you play. So I was just ready to get on the court.
Tough shot, couldn't get the roll, tipped out. Okay, Armstrong gets a chance to make a move.
I reckon I'll win good. I mean, I was solid on defense. I got a defensive rebound. Shot the ball and I was just watching. The guy was like at the three-point line, so I didn't think he was gonna come in and try to box me out, but he really just came in and forearmed me right in my back.
He hit me hard in my back and made me realize, like, I always got to be focused and be ready. Yeah, I'll definitely be ready next time. He definitely got me ready.
You gotta see it. It's funny.
No, that's probably top 10 funny movie also. We're a very tight family, I think. I mean, we do everything together.
That's my daddy's watch.
Don't even fish him out. I'm safe watch. I don't want to hear it. Come on. We kind of just like each other's company.
Hey, that's me, brother. Hey.
My dad's crazy. He's a character.
You look good.
Let him go. Let him go.
Give me 5, baby. All right. Thank you, man. It's good Thai food. Yeah. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. We got a love, but it's a respect, too. I mean, he's a mama's boy now, and he knows it, and I know it. I think we're as tight as we are, considering the circumstances, but he loves me, and I damn sure love him. Wait, white. No! You lying to me. His first coach was me. We played anywhere we could, in the house, outside the house, at the gym, skills, whatever. So I dedicated to coaching him.
Somebody sent it to me.
I've been really, really hard on RJ. You know, overboard hard sometimes, but it's tough love. He told me he wanted to be a professional basketball player, and that's not easy. Trying to save the dudes.
Yeah, but like, chill out on him. Don't talk to nobody tonight here.
What was your dad like as a coach?
Very hard on me. Always hard on me. But I mean, we used to bump heads a lot.
That feel like y'all was a high school Milli Vanilli. You know, it's been times where he said he hated me, and, you know, you got to separate from being coach and dad, and sometimes I struggle with that.
Yo, it's gonna make me so mad. I think he was definitely trying to prepare me, because he knew what it took to get to play professionally.
You still got the RJ, you still. I just saw that dog in him. I saw that persistence in him. I saw he had the wherewithal and the work ethic. He saw what it took to be just not good, great.
You asking? I don't give a shit. Growing up, 4th, 5th, 6th grade, I was kind of a smaller, frail kid. I mean, I just kept being in the gym and kept working. And then by the time I was freshman in high school, and in my freshman year, I was top 5 player in the country, and people looked up like, whoa, I didn't see this coming, but I always saw it coming.
He's learning how to play for a different coach in a different system. He's learning how to do things on the defensive end that he's never been challenged to do. But I know he can dominate the game in the NBL. If you give him 30 minutes with the ball in his hands, he can have a triple-double.
Oh, yes, it's finally here, the matchup we've all been waiting for. It's the New Zealand Breakers taking on the Illawarra Hawks. It's RJ Hampton meeting LaMelo Ball on a professional basketball court for the first time.
The build-up to the Hawks-Breakers game has made it one of the most highly anticipated games in NBL history.
Well, LaMelo, welcome to Auckland, New Zealand, and your old mate, RJ Hampton. How do you feel about the game tonight?
I always go out and just play basketball. Not really worried about who here and who not, so just gonna go out and play.
And it's all set up. RJ Hampton against LaMelo Ball.
LaMelo got in front of me. He was going up at one rate of speed, and I was running so much faster. I just got up higher than him, and I blocked it. It was great. It was great.
That defensive play will set the tone for his entire team now.
Up ahead to Hampton. RJ Hampton. Athleticism and vision. Oh, RJ Hampton can get it to go. To the cup.
As much as LaMelo maybe had more hype than RJ coming in, overall, it was the Breakers' night.
Performance by the Breakers. They defeated Illawarra by 31. They won 103 to 72. LaMelo Ball and the Hawks walk off Spark Arena's floor.
I was happy with the way I played. I thought I played really well.
He was in the crucial moments of the game really helping us win this game. I think this is what it comes down to. It's about playing a role in a tough win.
He was really smiling, upbeat, because this is hard. I don't care how he masks it. He's under a lot of scrutiny, a lot of stress, and that's why I'm pulling for him so much, because the work he's putting in on, off the court, it's paying off.
LaMelo has already made himself quite known in Illawarra and is very popular among the locals, particularly the kids. But unlike Didi and RJ, who have got a family support, LaMelo's parents have gone back to the United States to finish up filming a reality TV show. LaMelo may not have his, quote, family with him, but he does have Jermaine Jackson, who has become family as his high school coach, his mentor, and a guy with 135 games of NBA experience guiding along this path.
JJ, probably my real mentor. When I went to Spire, senior year, his coach there. And ever since then, just been like that.
His whole thing was, I want to be a Hall of Famer. So you get that from a kid, 15, 16 years old, saying they want to be a Hall of Famer, that's something special.
He played in the NBA, played all around the world, so everything I'm doing, he pretty much already did. So pretty much just gotta listen to somebody like that, because they already been through it. We living together and stuff, training.
Grinding it out, top to bottom, on the court, off the court, grooming him to be the best LaMelo that he can be.
JJ just here with me the whole way, supporting me and everything.
With mom and dad going home to the States, it's now become a 24/7 basketball experience for LaMelo, which is kind of the way he wants it.
He's putting in a lot of work behind the scenes, late night workouts with Jermaine Jackson. But he has to. This is LaMelo's team to run now. There's a lot of weight on his shoulders.
Aaron Brooks went down with his injury. 11-year superstar in the NBA, our rock when it came to scoring the ball, snaps his Achilles tendon only 5 games into the season. So, really turned our whole year on its head a little bit with, the way that we'd set the roster up.
AB was like a 1-2, me and him were just on ball, off ball, kind of, both getting to it. So, yeah, it was just real easy with him out there. He could score the ball real well. He's pretty much just looking out for me, practicing stuff.
I think LaMelo obviously realised at that stage that, he's going to have to be a bit more of a presence.
The crowds are pouring in for what could be a record NBL attendance ever.
Rising star Didi Louzada and LaMelo Ball take on each other. They were outstanding last week and we're expecting nothing different today.
As you can see, what a fantastic atmosphere. The Kings have been a dominant team this year. 17,514. That is a wonderful achievement.
I love playing in front of packed out crowds and stuff. That's when the gym's the loudest, so gotta love that. And playing against Andrew Bogut, that was for sure cool, yeah, because he's in the NBA too, Played for Milwaukee, Golden State, Lakers, all the teams you grow up watching and stuff. So yeah, that was cool.
Didi Louzada, as soon as that ball was tipped, ran straight to LaMelo Ball. So he's gone out there saying, you know what, I want this matchup.
Louzada's first foul.
LaMelo Ball takes a fall. A pushing foul.
So first half, pretty much just distributing. That means probably somebody else was scoring or either going, so I kept going to him.
As we said, trademark, LaMelo Ball pass into Ogilvy.
In the second half, Didi was no longer guarding LaMelo, and he was able to get himself going.
And
snatched away from Bogut. Oh, LaMelo giving us a little bit of extra flourish and then just dumps it in the corner. Dead's head all the time in the world.
Second half, you know, stuff opened up. So then I can attack him more.
That's a great little give. It goes reverse LaMelo on the left, if you don't mind.
Now we're looking at an anomaly here. A 6'7", incredible passing point guard. Point guards in the United States and the NBA are not 6'7".
LaMelo is flowing, getting right to the cup there, finishing with the floater.
It was billed as David versus Goliath. In the end, Goliath has triumphed.
Yeah, if you don't get past the line, for sure it don't feel good, so.
Let's do it. You the key?
Yeah. The time right now is about like 9:30. You know, just came to get a light weight session in.
So guess what? They're gonna draft another point guard. RJ Hampton. Welcome to Cleveland. Be real. I can't wait. Some of the guys in the NBL, they pushed him around, they kind of targeted him, but that's okay. That's only gonna make a better RJ, and I tell him that. They're doing that for a reason. If you couldn't play, they wouldn't do that.
No, I'm just saying,
just relax.
You relax.
Okay, I'm relaxed. You relax. You know, he wants me to get him in the gym, and that's kind of father-son time where we still kind of bond.
Yeah, I see you. I'm going.
No, come on, man.
I'm leaving.
This is it. Just one time. I'm not gonna play anymore. This is it. Look at my shoulders.
My shoulders are higher than yours.
Forget my head.
My shoulder is higher than yours.
Your shoulders are not higher.
And you're doing this.
Okay, I'm gonna just go down.
Let's do this. Look at him.
No, see, don't worry about it. Hey, that means I'm 6'7". Yes. Give me a ride home.
Southeast Melbourne Phoenix at 4-2. They take on the New Zealand Breakers. It will certainly be no pushover.
I definitely think the younger guys are tested, especially me and LaMelo. I think we're both tested by the veterans. But I mean, this is the life me and him chose for sure.
First ever meeting between the Phoenix and the Breakers. Let's see what sort of action we get early.
I'm a very competitive person. It doesn't matter if I'm racing to the bathroom, I want to win.
Webster dumps it into the corner, and Hampton can't quite. What a great play Mitch Creek has been so far, but on and off the court, gets a little willing, and then starts to just multiply the angst. Teammates having to pull RJ Hampton out of there. That's come from nowhere.
Well, I look forward to seeing this again.
Now I was backpedaling down the court, so I'm coming this way, and my back turns, and Ben sets a screen, and he kind of like shoves his elbow into me. I'm a player unaware of a screen is coming, so like even if you just stand there, I'm gonna take contact from you, so you don't have to like use excessive force or anything. Like my back's turned, I don't even see you. So then I came back up, and then I shoved him back. I'm pretty calm on the court unless like something catastrophic happens, and then I can get mad. I got up, and then John had said something, and I just like lost it, and then I tried to grab John, I missed him, and then you know everybody broke it up.
RJ Hampton has been ejected within the first 10 minutes of this game.
Well, that's disappointing for New Zealand and for Hampton.
You don't want to ever be that person that just blows up at everything, right? But I mean, I just got tired of it. I mean, I was taught like you don't let nobody push you around. So
he felt like I need to send a message to everybody. I'm not going to take that. He had a point. I just think that the way to answer it is just to drop 20 points, win a game. This is how we send messages in our business.
You got to stand up for yourself at the end of the day. I don't think people are really going to be doing that anymore.
If you're going to compete in the NBA, you better get used to that because guys are going to come after you if you have a bullseye on your back because you're supposed to be a star player, even if you're 18 years old.
hard do you work?
No, extremely hard.
Tell me about it.
No, wake up early, either go to the beach, or we do our swimming, working on breathing and all that stuff, you know. And after that, well, right now we're just doing like leg workouts and stuff. And at night we'll go shoot, getting shot form and everything right.
This is what I'm most interested in tonight, Homicide, because your two men are going head-to-head tonight, LaMelo Ball and Scott Machado.
This is a big night for LaMelo Ball. Aaron Brooks is not there, it's his team. He's playing against Scott Machado, an MVP candidate.
LaMelo Ball going head-to-head against the #1 point guard in the league.
Scott Machado, he's a good player. I like the way he plays and stuff. Their style plays fast, and they try to run and gun, you know, shoot threes. I like their team.
NBA GMs are in the building, too.
What team?
Mitch Kupchak. Wow. Charlotte.
At half court, the general manager of Michael Jordan's team is sitting, waiting to see what you're gonna do.
Machado pulls the trigger. It rattles in and out. Ball comes up with the rebound for the Hawks. Ball driving and doing everything but making the layup.
Now the key for NBA teams is, does he affect the Hawks winning, and can he improve on that jump shot that right now definitely needs some work?
LaMelo, Anderson again uncontested and again knocks down the three. LaMelo Ball has 6 assists, 4 rebounds, yet to get on the board. He changes that.
He's got to be able to make 40% of his threes if he's going to be an NBA superstar someday. And he's not there yet.
Ball from a mile away.
He knows the NBA scouts are in the audience.
Are you aware of the scouts in the stadium?
Yeah, don't really worry about it. Just in between the lines. Just trying to win the game.
Ball again.
My goodness.
Ball driving, scoring. LaMelo lighting things up. Ball guarded by Chris Levy. What's he got for us? Through the legs. You have got to be kidding me. I told you, Gabe.
Yeah, I guess I had a good shooting night then.
LaMelo, hesitation, step, wraps it underneath. Oh, my goodness. Every trick in the book we're seeing tonight.
Oh, my God.
How's the pass for Ball?
Australia, understand what we are seeing here.
This one's over.
We are witnessing a special talent for this young man right here, letting all the doubters know he is for real.
The Taipans have fought and scratched and clawed their way back in. Tie ball game.
DJ Newbill with a big three-point shot.
Machado trying to conjure something up. He might decide to go himself. Oh, what a call that was.
God.
Machado tries to repeat the dose.
Oh, wow. What a game.
They can't allow the Taipans to score off this possession. Noi for the win. Ogilvy's got it. 10 seconds to work with. They need a 3-ball. LaMelo!
That is a big shot. That will resonate right throughout the world.
It was 96, 99, and I was like in the very back. But Sunday was pushing me. I remember I yelled out his name, stopped, turned around, and then, yeah, I shot it. Switched. You know, it was cool to send it in the OT, but we knew it wasn't over. We had momentum, so then told them first one to score usually wins.
Ball driving.
Keep it going.
30 points for LaMelo.
And it ain't just an NBA scout in the building. It's an NBA GM.
For one magical night in overtime, it comes together. It's not just his triple-double, but it's how his play infuses his teammates.
Oh, my God. How you going to give him that?
It all opens up for Ball. Winners in overtime, 114 to 106.
This has been one of the great individual performances. 32 points, 10 rebounds, and 13 assists.
You know, you wanted to come here and do good, so you can go high, be #1, what everybody dream of, so yeah, it felt good.
Youngest player in NBL history to record a triple-double. We knew that he was special. The whole world was watching tonight.
There's no doubt after this night, when Mitch Kupchak's talking to Michael Jordan and say, hey, this kid is for real, that LaMelo is directly in the line of sight of the Charlotte Hornets.
It's a stunning day here in Auckland, where the Breakers take on the Brisbane Bullets at Spark Arena.
By round 16, RJ Hampton is still not playing major minutes, but he's really adjusted to his role. Sure, he can score more, but I see growth in his game. He's a ball mover. He's an athlete.
Good ball movement is Hampton. Oh, wow! Put it over Singler after he got a block.
But that type of explosive movement is taking its toll on this teenage body.
No, it didn't hurt. Sore. Yeah, from fucking running. Oh, really? That shit hurts. My hip, fam. Thing hurts.
What you told me is you were 100%. When did this start happening?
This happened this game.
Does it hurt when like you jump, or is it just when you run it?
It's when I move like laterally. So like if I'm running straight lines, I'm fine. But when I'm like sliding, that's when it hurts.
Like defensively.
Yeah. I just feel like I'm just not feeling like myself.
Right. Go back and let them know that you're sore and you're gonna get some treatment right now.
Yep. If your shit's hurting, we're gonna come up with a plan for the next 30 days.
Shit. I need to get fucking healthy before anything.
The key question for RJ is, has he played enough games with which to impress the NBA scouts? This is a critical decision for the Hampton family.
I don't care what nobody talking about at this point. This is my body. I know I'm not healthy as of right now.
When LaMelo first signed on to come to the NBL, there were question marks around how serious is he about being a pro? But he has answered them big time. LaMelo! This guy is putting in the hours to get better. But of course, when you're a pro and you're playing a big load of minutes, you're gonna get banged up. And now he's hurt. Now he has to sit and watch his team, which would be extremely frustrating.
How did you feel when you realised you had the injury and you were probably going to have to cut the season short?
Obviously bad, because, you're done playing for a little amount of time. Pretty much growing up, you just want to play basketball, so, yeah. Pretty much the decision came from JJ. It wasn't really for me or the doctors, maybe. I think it was one of them. I wanted to keep playing, so.
With RJ and LaMelo, when you play in the NBL, you're playing against some rough customers. So despite the fact that they had moments of brilliance because of their athleticism, I'm not surprised that either of these young men got hurt midway through their seasons.
Can we walk on the stage right now? Or no? Yeah, walk on stage.
Who's first? Who's first? You're first.
The question remains, does getting injured and leaving the NBL early, does that hurt their draft prospects?
Test 1 2, test 1 2.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
So RJ, you're leaving? Is it because of the injury?
It's because of the injury. I think if I was healthy, I would definitely be here. I think we all in the organization thought it would be best. I'm not healthy enough to get back on the court, to go home and prepare and get healthy for the draft.
Rod, the purpose of bringing RJ down here is to enhance his stock come that NBA draft. Do you think that's been achieved?
He's gotten so much better. He's dominating this league. He's straight dominating this league.
I think the team that picks me will get a franchise player, someone you can build around, someone that you can start the future with.
You can do it. But you always been able to do it, like really good.
So do you think he is going to be able to play first year? So let's say you get drafted.
Is that really a question?
No, I'm just saying, like, as in seriously compete.
Play, like, that's one, I'll be honest with you, that's my least worry.
So you're going to be the best? Is that the plan? The best?
That's the plan.
Better than LeBron? Better than Kobe? Better than all the rest?
Yeah, hopefully.
So what's a good deal?
Based on you saying for him?
Yeah.
In my mindset?
Yeah.
At least 10 to 12 million a year.
I think it's been great for you. I think it's been great for us. We want to keep this bond between us going.
Just the whole experience, I feel it's been great for me. I really do.
Remember about us and where it began, and we'll be there.
People, man.
We'll be there rooting for you. So,
LaMelo's camp, they're certainly confident that he's done enough in the NBL to warrant being a very high pick. But leaving early, would that affect his chances with some NBA teams? Very possibly.
Three of the four next stars have gone back to the States. LaMelo, RJ, Terry Armstrong. Their seasons are over. There's one man standing, Didi Louzada. He's preparing for his first NBL final series, and he has the potential to be a real X factor.
We didn't have expectations of Didi because he played the role of an X star, but we knew that he was someone that could be something really extraordinary.
I actually worked really hard to get to the stage that I am today, but just so I can find myself on the stage that I want to be.
Look at that. Oh, yeah. The ball is like cool, dude. It's like a attraction.
Now the question is, can he have a great playoff run that will entice the New Orleans Pelicans to bring him over for next season?
I think my game improved a lot, for sure. My inside of the core maturity grew with time, but outside of the core, I see myself growing out so much as well at the same time.
Well, I mean, you've got a busy day tomorrow, though, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Nothing left to lose now. Have a healthy game. Everything to prove now.
We led from the start of the season to the finish of the season, and the first team ever to do it.
Let's let them know we are ready to hit the court for this game against Melbourne United. Lead them out, it's Didi Louzada.
This team has been in first place all year. Yes, they made history. They are coming in here to handle business.
Just exciting just to see all the fans. It's time. It's the time. Let's go. Let's throw this ball up. Let's do it.
This isn't going to script at all for the Kings. Melbourne look like they have them all worked out. They're firing on all cylinders at the offensive end, and things are quickly going from bad to worse for Sydney.
Jay Illy shows Casper how to drop the three.
This is game one at home. You have to win this game if you're going to win the series. So all kinds of pressure on the Kings.
And that for Chris Golding spells danger for Sydney.
In terms of the way it was going, it wasn't going to plan. It was a rough night.
Sean Long. Oh my God.
Put ourselves in a great spot, playing really good basketball.
They're out by 15 points with 6.5 minutes left.
Oh, boys! Oh, who are you helping off? We're going solid and we're getting stopped right now.
Melbourne inching closer to winning game one of their semi-final series.
Right now, this is where they need to make their move, the Sydney Kings, if they're going to have any chance. This is where reputations can be made.
Louzada strong offensively under the hoop. And now
Sydney back in this ball game.
JT, pace is going to stay in the game. You'll be surprised how quick we can score 12 points.
Louzada Druids. He believes the 20-year-old showing nerves of steel to make it a 10-point run.
The main thing was the trust that I was getting from my teammates as well. So that even got me more confidence to do what I was doing.
Louzada, does he go again? Putting it on the floor, drawing the foul. He wants the bucket to count.
And that moment, I was just imposing myself and showing that this is my house.
Louzada, beautiful weaving, what a beautiful.
Paul Smith's going off his chops, and the crowd believes.
To ride that roller coaster back up that night was the most thrilling ride I've ever had in my life.
So here's a chance for Sydney to hit the front. It's Louzada, the 20-year-old, the fake to fall. He is ice cold. He is Brazil's best. He is a next star who's a star right now in the eyes of those Sydney fans. Look at Paul Smith.
Very few next stars will ever do that, what that guy did. Didi's got it. That moment is seared in my memory. You just knew we were there.
What a comeback by the Sydney Kings.
From 16 down with 6.5 to play.
I think it's one of the best times of my career because of everything that is happening. I think it's quite awesome.
The Sydney Kings with a comeback for the ages.
Extraordinary performance by the Sydney Kings.
It was a rollercoaster ride of a semi-final series, and the Kings got through it. So that advanced them to the grand final series. They take on the defending champs, the Wildcats, but they go down, despite Didi's best efforts, in a COVID-impacted series, and Perth take the title.
The dream for every good high school basketball player in the United States is to play in the NBA. It is the ultimate dream. Only the very best of the very best get to hear their name called on the night of the draft.
This is the day that they've been dreaming of their whole lives. I could see the emotion on RJ's face. I could see the big smile on LaMelo's face. That resembles his kind of happy-go-lucky mentality.
And was your aim to go what number in the draft?
Number 1.
Good evening, and welcome to the 2020 NBA Draft. This class of rookies will be challenged more than ever before. The first pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, Anthony Edwards.
If LaMelo goes in the top few, it's a huge thing for this league. I'm stressing out whether he's actually going to go as high as we thought.
With the third pick, the Charlotte Hornets select LaMelo Ball.
Pretty much what my mind said just growing up. I always figured I was top 3. Can't tell you why. Just how God made me, I guess.
The experiment has been a huge success for LaMelo, his family, for the NBL, for Next Stars. The dreams happened.
But to go inside that top 3 on draft day, it's an enormous result for him, but also for the NBL.
He was ranked 46 when we contracted him, and he's selected as the number 3 player in the NBA draft.
The night that changed everything was the 30-point triple-double against the Taipan.
Ball from a mile away. He knows the NBA scouts are in the audience.
It's the NBA GM, Mitch Kupchak.
All guarded by Chris Levick. What's he got for us? Through the legs. You have got to be kidding me.
Mitch Kupchak, the GM of the Charlotte Hornets, was sitting courtside watching LaMelo that night.
They need a 3-ball. LaMelo! Youngest player in NBL history to record a triple-double.
As far as I'm concerned, 3 is the same as 1. We couldn't be more proud, and in our eyes, he's number 1.
With the 24th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select RJ Hampton.
He slipped a little on draft night, and you could see that there was a little disappointment.
He would have liked to have gone earlier, but I think it again comes down to which team needs what type of a player.
He was drafted 24 by the Bucks. It ended up with the Denver Nuggets via the New Orleans Pelicans. The challenge for RJ is to turn that emotion into a positive for him. Use the fact that he slipped on the draft as motivation.
RJ Hampton may be disappointed, but the journey to the NBL that results in being an NBA first-round pick is something he can be really proud of.
The moment for RJ was the block on LaMelo Ball. This is what this kid can do at the defensive end of the floor.
He's gonna prove people wrong that you should have taken me. So yes, it started at 24, but what is RJ gonna look like in 4 years?
Feeling the whole vibe, loving it, so y'all feeling good.
This is now LaMelo Ball's team, the Charlotte Hornets.
It's cool, you feel me, outside, little photo shoot.
He's their franchise guy right from opening night of the upcoming season.
The owner of the Charlotte Hornets happens to be the greatest player that's ever played the game, Michael Jordan.
That is the guy you would want to learn everything from. The greatest basketball player of all time, you'd rather go 3 than 1.
To go play for him and for his team, I would have thought is every kid's dream.
Competitiveness, refusal to lose, his winning at all costs mentality. Under the tutelage of Michael Jordan, the sky is the limit. When it's all said and done, he will be in the company with the greats.